This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out. It's fight day. Well, the fight is finished now. Dave, just give me your immediate reaction to Jack Catterall beating Josh Taylor there.
First of all, what a fight. I think that was, we expect to be better than the first one, but there's no way you could have expected to be as good as that. That was sensational stuff. Great performance by Catterall. I thought he looked phenomenal those first half of the fight, first 6 rounds. Taylor then came back into it and showed reasons why he's been undisputed champion. You don't become undisputed champion and be an elite level fighter in the short amount of fights that what Taylor's had, and not be able to show it in a fight like that when it really counts. Ultimately, I had Catterall winning it, but I had Catterall winning it by a couple of rounds, not by 6 rounds where a couple of judges had it.
What do you make of Bob Arum's comments in there?
Bob Arum, I heard, was half asleep. Well, was asleep during some of the rounds, so I don't really take what Bob Arum said about that fight with full seriousness. His man's just got beat, so of course he's going to say it was the other way around. When he's saying the scorecards are disgraceful, I can have that because I thought, like I said, they're too wide. But then when he continued to say that he felt that Taylor had been robbed, to say that Taylor won the fight, he don't know because a few people sat around him told me that it was asleep.
When we look at that 11th round, right towards the end of it, we saw Catterall stun Taylor. If the knockdown was scored, surely it would have caused even more uproar with the scorecards. Obviously, there's already been the complaints. If the knockdown was scored, we would have been looking at some ridiculously wide scorecards, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, it wasn't a knockdown, so it didn't get scored. But if it would have done, then it would have been stupid. But I still think that was too wide. I think sometimes when you have the controversy of the first fight and everybody's making such a big deal about the scorecards, maybe you're leaning towards the one that was hard done to on the first fight. But Jack Catterall deserved to win. Jack Catterall did win, but it just weren't quite as wide.
And how important was it for Jack to go in and keep a cool head? Because we know the tensions were high going into this. How important was it for him to keep a cool head to execute the game plan?
Massively. But I did feel as though Jack would, because his demeanour is very, very calm and everything. He wants to do it at his own pace. And I did feel as though he would let Taylor go and look to make Taylor pay, which he did do for the first half of the fight, especially. But I did, when I was watching it, I was sat with my little boy and somebody else, and I was saying I felt as though Taylor was trying to get Jack to work harder than he wanted to work, and then maybe get him down the stretch. And I think that's what kind of started happening. You saw Taylor had started getting tired. Catterall had started getting tired. But Taylor took that much punishment while he's trying to wear him out. It takes it out of you, so you can't then put your foot down on the pedal when you want to,
And what would the next move be? We'll go with Catterall first. What should the next move be for him? We know there's interest in the trilogy, but should it be push on for world titles?
Listen, everybody wants to see that fight again, but I think Eddie just said it. Jack Catterall deserves to be world champion, not just world champion. We all felt that he won the first fight when Josh was undisputed champion. So he's missed out on being undisputed. That's something that he's not going to get back. That was that's something that's devastating, really. So I would like him to fight for a world title next and get a world title shot, and win a world title. I think it's what everybody wanted to do.
And what about for Taylor? Because there's probably not much on the table after that defeat tonight. Is it almost a trilogy or nothing for him?
Depends on what one wants to do. I was surprised he did 140, and then he looked really, really good at 140. But maybe he will go up to 147. Maybe he'll stay at 140. I don't. But to say that that's the end of Josh Taylor, undisputed champion, only been beaten by the best, and that was a close fight. If he'd have gone and got blasted out in a round or two, or lost every single round and then got blasted out late, then maybe you can say yeah. But no, this is the problem with boxing is when you get a loss, then people say, oh, where are you going to go? He's a good fighter, he's a great name, and there's a lot of fights where you can put him into. It's ultimately, what does he want to do? Because sometimes you become world champion. He was undisputed champion, maybe he don't fancy the climb back. He's had a long amateur career. You know, he's not had a long professional career, but he's a hard professional career. He's took massive leaps, jumped up in levels. So that takes a lot out of you. Maybe he may decide, you know what, maybe 1 or 2 fights left, or maybe I'm not bothered, or it might be like, oh, fuck that, let's play the left big tank. We'll see.
David, that's a good place to leave it. Thank you very much for your time.